How many inches is yours? And I've had every single complication happen to me, and I was alone. Yeah, I would cry at night, and I wanted to jump. Do you have hate messages?
All the time.
I have some that are like scary.
Like call the police. Like
Call the police.
You also met LILAH Gibney.
Yes.
I don't know what you want to say.
He put, it in, and then he went, like to start it. Her whole shit came out, inside out. Inside out. Like when he pulled it out, it went with it like a condom. And she had like a empty.
Sit back and relax as today's program guides you through all things pop culture and the deepest corners of the internet. Warning, may cause brain rot.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brain Rot. I'm here today with a really exciting guest, the one and only ADEA.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm honored to be here.
How are you liking
So
Toronto?
It's a vibe, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, the buildings are so cute. In Montreal, we don't have that.
And you literally just got here yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So this is totally like impromptu, like makeshift. Like we just did this last minute. So
We really did.
we don't even really know each other like personally. And so we're excited to get to know each other.
We never called each other, did we?
No, never.
I feel like I knew you, though.
I know, same. Like we've known
Yeah.
each other on social media for years,
Yeah.
but like just not like,
And we like talked here and
one-on-one.
there.
Yes,
but,
yes.
Yeah.
And you look so gorgeous in person.
You look
ADEA
gorgeous
looks
in person.
even better in person. You guys.
You look
Like,
even better in
stunning.
person.
Oh, thank you.
You are giving this cisgender fantasy and
You
the
are
doll
too.
fantasy.
You're giving both. Like
You're giving both.
iconic. Amazing. I have a little cocktail here for us. This is the espresso martini, keeping it
She
classic and
bartended.
gorgeous. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. I still can't get over your like photo shoots with the bangs and like the chic.
Oh, the Lana Del Rey one?
Yeah, so gorgeous.
I know. I did intense makeup that day, and I regret it so much because the lighting was just not made for that makeup.
Oh,
You know?
okay, yeah.
So, like, I'm
it was
gonna
giving
do-
soft glow.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is good. You're good.
Thank you. Glad you like it. We also have a full tray of the one and only Krispy Kremes. My favorite donuts. Do you have any like favorite donut places?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I'm not. I love donuts, but I don't like, look for donuts. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. Like, I actually hated donuts until I tried Krispy Kreme because I like how light they are and how they just like melt in my mouth and I can eat like 6 of them.
Yeah,
So,
same.
I feel like as soon as I turn on the cameras, I become like so professional mode. But
Yeah,
like, I much
same.
prefer how we were like talking in the kitchen and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know.
Like,
We were talking.
the
It's
vibes
so
are
good.
good.
Yeah, what were we saying in the kitchen? Like that we said.
Well,
should-
we were kind of talking about like our sisters and stuff because like
Oh,
I
okay,
recently
yeah.
did an episode with my sister on here
Yeah.
and yeah, I've become closer with her like after my transition and
That's crazy.
you were saying you had the opposite with
Yeah, I
your
had
sister.
the opposite happen.
So how did that come about? Like, so you were closer with her before?
Yeah. No, before I was like, we would pick at each other. We weren't like really, really close, but
Like
we would like,
siblings do.
yeah. And then when I transitioned, I don't know what happened, but it just like, we're still close, but it just like, we pick at each other a lot, I think it's because we're so similar that it just hits each other in the face.
Yeah. Do you think there's a bit of like a competitive aspect or like a...
No, because it's so weird because we're so similar, but we have very different lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Like she is in school to cook, and I am an influencer.
Yes, you're stunting
Model,
your pussy.
yeah. Just
Doll diva, yeah.
doing
Living
that.
her best life.
yeah, and she's not into that life,
So-
she's like more of a like natural glamazon.
Is she like very like do her own thing, live her own life, or is she like slightly judgy? Like, how do you feel about that?
I would say she's like, she doesn't judge, but she comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she comes from good.
Yeah,
She's not
okay.
like,
So she's more concerned than anything.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
just
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like we all have people like that in our lives where like they don't always say the right thing, but you know that they want the best for you.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard to just get along with them. So, but I think you guys will get there one day, like,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
for
Like,
sure, I know.
You'll just, yeah. I think once you get over this, like, when you're in your early 20s, you're all still figuring yourself out and, like, you know, just trying to figure out what you like and what you want. And once you settle in that, then, like, you know, you can make connections so much easier.
So true.
Yeah. I even feel like I wasn't as close with my sister in my early 20s either. Like, maybe, like, starting at, like, maybe 23 is when I started getting closer with her. That's how old you are now, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm, like, turning 29 this month, you guys.
Which
I'm, like,
is crazy.
the granny, tranny of the community.
I feel like you don't, if you're going to look 30, you look 30 when you turn 30.
Yes,
so
yes, exactly.
Keep that skincare going.
Yes, the SPF. The
yes.
SPF.
Are you taking collagen?
I do have collagen, yeah. I take it every so often, like the powder and like
yeah.
Yeah.
That you put in like smoothies.
I just put it in smoothies, yeah. Yeah, a little bit of collagen.
After 25, you need to do it every day.
Exactly.
I think I should start probably now.
I also want to start Botox too. I have a friend who's like doing Botox and I'm like,
but you look like
jealous.
You're doing Botox.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You have like nice skin.
I want to look young, but at the same time, like I just want to look young.
Me too. Well,
don't we all? Yeah.
And also the hands, apparently it's like a big thing because the hands don't lie.
It's true.
So you always need to put your sunscreen.
And the neck too, they say.
The neck.
The turkey neck.
Yes.
That's what my one grandma used to say. Like, I don't want my turkey neck in the photo.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme of that girl that only wore sunscreen in her face?
Yes.
And then she's like 75 or something, and her face is gorgeous, and then her neck, turkey.
Yeah. She's just been throwing her neck around too much. It's getting stretched out.
I mean, she's a warrior for sharing that for us, you know?
So you've had quite like a long social media arc, I would say. Like since, I would say I noticed you maybe 2019, I want to say.
That's crazy.
Or 2020, around that time.
Yeah, probably.
And I think I did see your YouTube, but I also mostly noticed you on TikTok because that was like your big, you know, blow up moment. And as we do with all trans girls online, we are just literally controversial by nature.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you've had a few like little controversies.
Do you think? Oh my God, wait, tell me.
Well, I remember, so like more recently, like the whole, like, it was like Candace Owens that like literally like took your words and spun it.
Oh my God. Well,
like when.
In her defense, which I would not, but she took some words that I said that I should probably have not said. You know what I mean?
Like soundbite.
I worded it very badly.
Yeah. And like the I regret my surgery thing. Is that what it was? Yeah. Okay.
I was like, short answer is yes. Babe, I just wanted the views.
Yeah. No,
Let's
I feel
be honest.
We've
Let's
all
be
been there,
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really irresponsible and funny of her, though, in her, like, ripe age to, like, see someone doing something like that, like a young creator. And we all know we're doing, like, clickbait and controversy and stuff. And for her to take that and run with it and do a whole segment, it's like, you don't even, like, did she even contact you and be like,
no,
just want to make
just
sure, like, do you
video.
actually regret it?
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that she cropped out, because when I did the video, I worded it very badly, and I worded it in a way that I would get views, obviously, because you know, we're content creators, we want views. Obviously, it's not
of course, we gotta make money. Hello.
Yeah. So I did that, and then after I was editing it, I was like, ooh, maybe I should like tone it down a little bit. So I wrote in the video what I actually meant, and she cropped it.
Yeah, that's wild.
So you know,
she knew what she was doing, and we're not surprised.
Yeah, we're not surprised.
Yes, it's crazy. I feel like there's like such a group of like people online that are like obsessed with the dolls, and they just, their entire careers is built around trying to bash us and trying to like destabilize our entire community. Like, it's so funny.
Do you have hate messages?
All the time.
I have some that are like scary.
Like, call the police. Like, you
like
know,
call the police. Well, I know like police people.
That's
so I'm
good.
like, I'm good.
Yes. Don't we all have a few little cops in our back pocket?
But I have connections.
Oh, yes.
FBI.
Love it.
But in the police, yeah. So
she carries.
Yes, I'm. Oh, did he just try to?
Did he try to hump you?
I don't know.
Elio. He's done it before to get us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a dominance
normal.
thing.
Yeah, it comes.
He's already had his SRS, so nothing will come out. But
he got castrated.
Yes, he's a little eunuch.
Yeah.
I thought of making a live stream once, like titled like "Living as a Eunuch" or like something.
You should make a video saying that like you're trans and you made your trans.
Dog trans.
Like you were like you should be delusional and be like, so I noticed that my dog liked to play with the pink toys.
Yeah.
So I got him the SRS, and obviously he's so much more happier now. You should so do that. It would
that would be amazing.
But like, you need to make it serious.
I make sure I put pink dye in his water because he won't drink it otherwise. Like,
no, it needs to be pink.
It has to be like pink lemonade.
Yes. He like walks with his hips.
Yeah.
He's a woman.
I've been training him, and I'm getting little doggy heels.
I was misgendering her right now.
Yeah. No, for sure. That would be so funny. I love like the trolling aspect because people just take life too freaking seriously.
Yeah. Like when I got my uterus transplant.
Exactly.
Yeah. People could not take it.
It's so funny because I was just talking with a guy on Hinge last night, literally. And he says to me, "Are you post-op?" And I'm like, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to offend you. I just wanted to like know." And I'm like, "No worries, I get it." Because like honestly, if you're gonna go on a date with someone, like you probably want to know, do they have, you know, a vagina or a penis?
Obviously,
or
it's
something in between us. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on Hinge. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm post-op, don't worry. And then he was like, I'll be honest, like, I want to have children with my future partner, so it's not going to work out. And I'm like thinking in my head, why the hell did you ask me then?
Babe, why are you on Hinge?
Literally. And then I said to him, I was like, well, I do too, but like, I'll just get my sister to donate an egg or whatever. And like, that's my journey, but I understand it's not for everyone. And then he was like, yeah, it's not for me. And then I'm like, no worries, take care. And then he sends me a long message back saying like, honestly, you've really opened my eyes and made me change my perspective. Like, I'm not going to unmatch you. I'm really thinking about
You know
things.
what happens? It's because I have so much experience with this.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a guy is not okay with you being T and makes either a scene or like is very like openly unhappy about it, it's because like they secretly love it.
Yeah.
And they love the idea.
They do.
And I bet he was just like in his house thinking, and he was like, damn, I really have this opportunity right now. I can't mess it up. Like,
Yeah.
I can't lie and be like, I don't want you at all because I want children. Like, baby, you're not thinking about the children.
No, you're not.
You're thinking about this trans
Yes,
girl.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
how about hi, hello first, not the
Yeah.
children?
It's so weird. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not going on a date with a cis girl and be like, oh, sorry, biological girl. And you're like, are you fertile? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
And like, even if you think you're fertile, sometimes you still can't have kids. Like, there's so many things, you know, and to like write it off right off the base of like, you know, oh, I'm clearly into you, but you can't have children the way I want to have children, you know, just silly.
It's so silly.
Yeah. So I personally, I don't have like a ton of trans friends, especially like in the social media community, but I know you do. And like, you've like been to LA and you've hung out with the dolls.
I met the girl.
Yes. So tell me about that. Like, I'm so curious.
Like, what do you want to know? There's so much to...
I don't know. I feel like you were telling me stuff about Jasleen and like you were talking
Jasleen
with
is
her
my
about
best
stuff.
friend.
Yes.
We've known each other for 5 years. I think it's gonna be...
Hi, Jasleen.
Hi, Jasleen. It's probably gonna be like 6 years almost.
Okay. That's awesome.
I think. But yeah, we met in a FaceTime group chat and it was chaotic. It was a whole bunch of, you know, T people. And we didn't know each other at all. And so we were just talking to everyone. And then me and her kind of like started a conversation on our own. And then people started leaving one by one because me and her would just like talk to each other and we would ignore
hours,
everybody.
yeah.
And then we ended up staying on that call for hours just talking.
I love that.
Yeah. And then we follow each other on Instagram. We got
That's how you know
our
you
numbers.
found like a true friend, when the conversation just like flows and flows.
And we've been through it together. Like we have done stuff that's like made us closer. Not anything like that, but
lesbian prevention guard.
No.
Jermaine, can I sleep in the bed tonight? I'm really sick of the mattress.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do the lesbian prevention guard.
Oh, you're so funny, Jermaine.
I'm not even fucking joking. I'm fucking serious.
But you know, she took care of me for my surgery. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
She came. Yeah.
Was she there with you when you got FFS done recently?
Yes.
Amazing.
That's what she
Okay.
was with. Yeah.
Cute. Amazing.
Yeah.
I watched that video. I loved
You
it.
did?
When you were getting your bandages taken off, your
I
like
was
expressions.
tripping.
I saw.
I was tripping. Oh, you don't understand. I was looking in the mirror that he gave me. First of all, the mirror was like shaking like this because I was like, what the did I do? I was like regretting my life decisions. And I was like, this surgery cost me so much. It was like 54.
Yeah,
Thousands.
that's crazy.
I got my forehead, I got a brow lift, I got my nose done.
And can I just say, like, it looks 10 times even better in person. Like, I'm like gagged. I'm shocked. Like, it doesn't even look like you've had surgery. Like, I'm like,
that's so nice. Yeah,
your
after I was,
side
like,
profile.
natural.
I'm like, are you kidding me? That little ski slope.
That
Like,
little
it
ski
looks
slope.
stunning.
Yeah, I told him I want my nose flat. I wanted like a flat look. I don't know if I'm like traumatized from like my like Italian roots that had my nose going like this. I'm just so
you look
happy.
like a dream. You look amazing.
Oh, you too.
You like look Scandinavian. You're like
Oh my God.
giving like tall blonde supermodel.
What do you say when guys ask you where you're from?
Well, I really am Swedish, so I just
So you
say
say I'm
like
from.
Swedish, but
So you're Scandinavian.
I am, yeah.
Okay, well, me too.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
Yes.
When people are like, "Are you trans?" I'm like, "No, I'm Scandinavian."
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, love it.
I do that all the time. Oh my God. Also, I want to talk about the surgery.
So we are pussy twins. We went to the same doctor in Montreal. I'm fall 2020 and you're winter 2020.
Yes.
I like to say it like that because it's like a fashion line. I feel like it was crazy because we, out of most dolls, would have a different experience considering that it was like during the lockdowns and stuff, and Quebec was like so locked down. It was crazy. And so we kind of had to do shit on our own. Like, were you alone for like the 8
whole
days?
time. Yeah.
Horrible. Oh my God.
And I've had every single complication happen to me, and I was
my
alone.
goodness.
Yeah, I would
So-
cry at night, and I wanted to jump
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
I think it's so real, the depression after surgery. Like,
Yeah.
I also, even like months, I would say even up to a year afterwards, was like depressed, just like trying to figure out how to live my life because your body's so
100.
changed.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So complication wise, like that would mean like granulation. That would mean like wound dehiscence.
I bled
like,
out the first
yeah.
night.
Oh goodness.
They had to put gauzes in between the you know where they cut, like
Yes.
in between the lips.
Yeah.
They had to put gauzes inside there.
Oh God.
So you can imagine how like badly it healed. You know, and obviously I came out online
Yeah.
and I spoke about it, and then I was known as like the botched coochie girl, which is like the worst thing in the world, and then I was dealing with that at the same time.
Yeah.
So
That's, yeah. And I will say, like, that's so brave of you. And, like, I know we use brave and we're like, roll our eyes. But, like, when I saw you talking about that stuff, I was like, she's being real. And, like, you gained so much respect from me because I feel like so many people don't want to talk about the shit that goes wrong or the shit that happens because they don't want to be seen as the botched girl. And it's so much bigger than that because I feel like now that you're on the other side, hopefully you can see that, like, that doesn't define you and you can do things to change it. You can like get revisions, you can like move on with your life in so many ways that are just so much more impactful than like that moment in time where you're feeling like insecure about the surgery.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now?
It looks amazing. I got the revision, but they fixed mostly the outside. Like the outside is perfect, but the inside, you know, I'm still having difficulty with like dilation. When I have, you know, intercourse, it's like not pleasurable.
Yeah.
To
It's
what
like penetration, yeah.
Yeah, penetration. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm thinking about going to Thailand probably, but I'm not in a rush.
A
to
little
do that
like
right
Dr.
now.
Sue porn, Dr. Banks, like
Yeah, I don't know any of those, but yeah, I've been on Reddit. Like, you know, Reddit is like the doll Bible.
the Bible, yeah. Yeah. It's so sad that we have to like rely on like, you know, usernames and people that like you'll never meet and you don't really know if they're being honest.
Can we talk about how many girls have problems and issues with that surgery?
Oh yeah.
I was the only one to talk about it. Like when I was coming out with it, I knew at least like 13.
Yeah.
I promise. Like, I'm not joking. That surgery is like, yes, it's been around for a while, but it's so like
so complex. Like
Yeah.
the amount of like nerve endings that you're with and like reconstructing everything, and I talked about like the good and the bad on my YouTube channel as well, but I didn't have as many complications as you. But I will say, like, to this day, I think I want a revision too. Like, I just want like the scars to be like touched up a bit, because like the scars can be bigger and you can get like the creping scar cream. I did use. I don't know like how much I believe scar cream helps. Like, I think it helps a little bit, but like
not that much.
Yeah, so it's just my scars are like lighter, so they're like more like white.
Okay, same.
Than the rest of my skin. Yeah. So I just like wish they were darker, or like, you know. So I might get that revised, and then I just
you
feel
could
like,
get a tattoo.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. But also,
I feel like it's not worth it. The only thing is the scars. The color of the scars.
So I had a thing, like my main complication that I hated was that on like the left lip, like the bottom section of it, like near the opening of the vagina, the skin like kind of like there was like a rip.
Okay.
And it kind of just the bottom section.
Oh, I remember you talked
just
about
like,
this.
Yeah,
right?
it just kind of like folded in. I can show you pictures after this.
I'm down.
It just like folded in
I'll
and
show
kind
you
of
mine
just
if you
like
show me yours.
Yes, and it just kind of like the skin is like different there, and it's more like it's like the top layer of skin is gone.
Okay.
And the rest of the skin there, it's like skin colored, but it like is more sensitive, and it gets like more chafing and stuff.
Okay.
Just from like daily stuff, like just walking around doing things.
Yeah.
And it can feel like uncomfortable, like a bit of like a burning sensation. Like, you know what chafing is, right?
Yeah.
So it just feels like that, and it's like so annoying because you're like, I just want to feel cunt. And like literally I feel like I have you know, chlamydia 24/7. I don't feel like it 24/7. It feels like it maybe like
no, but I still get it. If I walk a lot, I feel like I kind of have that.
Yeah. It's like chafing, and like if you swim in a lake and you don't douche after, it's giving swamp pussy. You know what I mean?
Do you douche every day?
I don't douche every single day, but almost every day, and like every time I dilate, I douche. I just like to flush everything out and keep everything fresh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so many.
If I don't dilate, douche every day, I don't know why. I just feel like it needs to get out.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to douche every day. It's like my routine. Every morning, just do it. And then, you know, I hate dilating.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps with, like, reassure that it's not closed. You know what I mean? Because then you put it in and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's still there, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Like, I always have fears of it, like, getting shorter, like the canal. And
how many inches is yours?
I don't know. I haven't measured it in forever, but it's definitely more than 4.
More than 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine, I haven't measured it in forever either, but I used to be a deep girl.
Yeah, I remember you saying like it like sucked up the whole dilator.
No, I swear. Do you know the nudge in the dilator?
Yeah. The nudge,
I would get to that, the first one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would pass all the white dots.
Jealous.
Promise, but girl, it's so gone right now.
Meanwhile, you were like pushing it into your intestines, like it was like poking through. No, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No. You would know if that was happening. Yeah. I had fears that I like literally had like it's called like a fistula, where like it's like a hole that connects to your like intestines and you're shitting out your vagina.
Stop.
Like, I had a fear of that.
Oh my god. Can we talk about vagina or coochie fears?
Oh yes. Let's do it.
What's your biggest fear? Is that it?
Like it would just it would like blow a hole and shit would start falling out of your.
Did you hear a story from someone?
I definitely have. I've read them on Reddit. I've like.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Why? What do you have something you want to spell?
Oh yes. So I know this girl.
Yes.
And like I know her. Mm-hmm. I don't know of her. I know her, so I know it's real.
Sorry. So she was 2 months post-op vaginoplasty.
Yes. And she got our method that we got. And
penile inversion.
It sounds horrible to say out loud, but she got that. And she went to the bar. Okay. Met a guy. Kind of like my first time. But I knew the guy that I met there. But she met this guy. And then, he took her home. And then they were going to do it. He put, it in. And then he went, like to start it. Her whole shit came out. Inside out. Like when he pulled it out, it went with it like a condom. And she had like a empty penis. And there was so much blood because it ripped on the side. And I remember she sent me pictures. traumatizing.
Wait, did she go to the same doctor as us?
Yes. No, wait. Who did you get?
I got Brassard.
Oh, no. I got Bélanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's same
I
clinic.
think she got...
like the same
Yeah, I think
QRS
she got
clinic.
one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You have no idea how traumatizing that was. After I heard that and I saw the pictures...
And was
It
this...
was-
you
I
saw the
saw-
photos like
I
after you
saw-
had the surgery already or before you had the surgery?
Oh, after.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I was like maybe a month post-op. Yeah, we were close. Like surgery.
Honestly, that was a fear for me too because I didn't understand how like
They
what
stayed
what
in
the
there.
vagina was attached to.
Yeah, me
like how
too.
does it stay in there? Like how is it working?
Yeah.
You know? But I think like what I realized, like from my understanding, is like if you're healed enough, so basically they create a cavity and it's a hole that's created in you. And then they just use the skin that they have when they're reformatting everything and they put the skin on top of the open cavity so it adheres to like the rest of your body. So it just becomes like the skin on the inside of your cavity and it's not necessarily like, but if it doesn't have enough time to attach to the tissue, then it's not gonna, like the skin will just fall out, right? So that sounds like that's what's happened. And that is like honestly even worse than what I said. Like that's just like beyond, like I would die. I feel like that man was probably traumatized. It's like,
He's never gonna have sex again.
have you heard of like girls' uteruses falling out? Like that happens too. So
I've
it
never
kind of
heard
gives that
that.
vibe. So
And
yeah.
I don't want to hear it because I have a uterus now. So.
Exactly. Too traumatizing. But yeah, no, if they've had kids or like they have a weak pelvic floor, you can eventually have something like a part of your uterus falling out. So
That
it's
is insane.
like we never have to feel like it's just an us problem. Like in general, being a woman sucks
not.
ass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it just makes things more difficult. I will say like one thing like about the surgery that I find frustrating is that it's so much harder to orgasm because everything's switched around and like no one talks about that. Like
Yeah.
no one talks about like how, and in general, you just know for women in general, it's harder to have an orgasm. Like men are always the one finishing the job and like
It's so simple.
so many girls are like, a man's never made me come before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
How many have you had? Like guys that did it?
0.
Are you for real?
Well, I only had one like boyfriend and like I just feel like I wasn't as attracted to him. Like I was
Okay.
attracted to him, but like
You weren't like your flower didn't open.
no, like I wasn't, yeah, like I would enjoy the sex, but like I would then psych myself out and be like, I need to reach an orgasm. And then I just couldn't do it because I would psych myself out.
Okay.
So with him, it just like never happened, but I think it could happen in the future.
You need to be like, you need to stand your ground. You need to be like, I did it for you. You need to do it for me. Like I'll show you, and then every time you can know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes. How about yourself?
Just one.
Just what? Okay. You're like acting like the expert.
And
You're
also, it was a fucking loser.
yeah,
He's such a loser.
but he made it happen.
He made
The
it happen.
Fireworks.
No, he's hot, but he's a loser.
What is like dating like for you now? Like, how's that going? Like,
It's going good, but honestly, I want to talk about this too. I feel like some girls have, because I was talking about this with my friend, and she was like, she had the impression that if you are trans and you get the surgery, you will literally get no one, because one, you are trans, so if guys want you, they want you because you have something more, if you know what I mean. But then you got the surgery, so what do you have? They might as well get a fucking biological girl.
I think that's
the
like
way I see it is not that way at all. If you have it and you don't want to get rid of it, that's your choice, but then don't tell me that, because first of all, I wouldn't want a guy that wants me because I have something, like a material that like he fetishizes or something. If a guy likes me, it's because I'm me. It's because he likes me, you know? Not because I have a part. If he's like a chaser, what do we call them? Like a chaser? Yeah.
the mind, soul, body, and spirit is what they need to really
So that's
want.
why I feel like it's a hard subject when you aren't post-op, because some girls, you know, they want guys to like them for who they are, not that. And there's so many chasers out there that that are looking for that.
And the thing is, like, if a guy is specifically looking for you because of a body part, then it's not because of who you are. It's because of, you know, something so superficial.
Yeah.
You can find connections, like, from chasers. Like, you know, like, I've definitely, like, in the past, like, before I had the surgery, like, I dated guys that were, like, looking to date a trans girl. I'm sure we all have. But, and it developed into something a little bit more because, you know, they realize, wow, you're actually a real person. You're kind of
Yeah.
cute.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
hotter than the other girls I've dated. So like, you
Oh.
know what? Like you have everything I want. And then, but then they always have sometimes a sense of shame around it too. So
No, they're losers.
yeah.
I'm telling you. The only guy I've been with that was a chaser, or maybe I've been with more than I know. You know, you never know. But the one that I had dated before my surgery, he was such a loser. And he literally like went behind my back and went with my friends. And she didn't know
Oh my goodness.
that like
That
you
you
know
were-
I was talking to
yeah.
him. And then later on she was talking to me about him and I was like, whoa, hold up. Like, who is that? And then she showed me and I was like, girl, the fuck?
That's crazy.
I was like-
that would have been, were you like heartbroken?
No, because I wasn't like far into it.
Okay,
You
good,
know,
yeah.
obviously my friend didn't know who he was, but so I wasn't like far into it, but
That happens so often. Like I was just at like an event and I was talking to some girls and like they like one girl was like, yeah, like this guy that I was with when I was 16, like he ended up leaving me for that other girl over there. And I was like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Like, cause sometimes the pool is smaller than you would think. And like there's some guys that are like really mobile and they're just like getting around and they like want to be with everyone. And so you never know like who you're sleeping with or what train they've ran through, you know?
yeah, that's why you have to wait before you do that.
Dating is such a complex thing regardless of whether or not you're trans, and having had the surgery I didn't really know what to expect. I reached a point where I was like so uncomfortable with my body, and I had been in relationships and I had boyfriends and stuff, and I like even like in intimacy and stuff, like with that, you know, part like having a penis or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm always like, or whatever.
Were you always disconnected with it?
I was like my
Yeah.
whole life. Like I never really like I just didn't vibe with it. And even in like relationships, I feel like I was in one relationship where the guy was like kind of into it and he was like more attracted to me because I had it. And that was like a weird thing. And then
It made you uncomfortable.
yeah, and then the longer relationship I was in, he wasn't into it, and like I may as well have had a vagina or whatever.
Okay.
So that
I remember.
kind of,
It's the one that you were with before your surgery, right?
yeah, and he like helped me through the surgery.
Yeah, I
he
used
was
to watch your videos.
yeah, he was like good in so many ways, and like yeah, like I broke up with him, and like there was some drama, but like there's no like real drama. It was
Okay.
just kind of like we just weren't meant to be, you know.
Yeah.
But so yeah, with that situation, I kind of reached a point where I was like, you know what, like if this guy like would like me either way, like another guy would like me if I've had the surgery too, and like I got the surgery for myself first and foremost, and the fear of like would someone still be into me, it was like, okay, I know someone could still be into me because he was with me before and after, which is so fucking weird, you guys, like being in a relationship with someone and having a penis before and then a vagina after, and
How
like
was
going through
that?
the recovery. I definitely think it like damaged our relationship because let's be honest, like you can't have sex for months and months and months, and your entire body's changed and your relationship with sex has changed.
Yeah.
But we did reach a point by the end of our relationship where like it was back to normal again. And I think that's why I broke up with him, because I was like, it's not me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
us. It's the situation. It's not just because I had surgery or because I'm trans, like, you know. So I definitely think that it was kind of an eye-opening experience for me, and it affirmed to me that I can have like sex and have relationships with people after the surgery, because that's a big fear we all have, right? Did you have that fear, like
Yeah.
if people would be attracted to you, or like, do I have a vagina or do I have a surgery, you know? Like it's kind of scary to think of that stuff that way. And like we go through trauma, like we have PTSD, like we had like one of the most complex surgeries in the world, and it's something that's so tied to our identity and also to our sexuality. So we're just like going through it, and of course we're like mentally unstable for like years after, like trying to
Yeah.
like get used to our new bodies.
Also, trannies are crazy. Let's be
It's true.
honest. We're all like up in the head.
Yes,
We really are.
we're all a bit mental.
There's more than like, you know, there's some that are more than others, but
Yes, yeah.
we're all like fucked up.
It's true. And that's the thing too. When people have like been through shit, they're gonna throw shit like much more than the average person. Like they're gonna freaking fight and claw their way to survive.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get that vibe from some people for sure.
It's scary.
Name drop. No.
Do you have any like stories about like trans drama?
I'm like the anti-drama, and you probably
Okay.
would expect that from me. Like
Yeah, no, you have like a very peaceful, like peace and love vibe.
Yeah, I don't like I like hearing about drama and like
Of
watching
course, who
it.
doesn't?
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't like being like super mean or like being a part of drama. And I tend to just like step away if there's a lot of drama. But like at the same time, like I've like watched a lot of like drama unfold online and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
Real
like,
Housewives.
How about you? I mean, obviously, you know
I've
the
had
drama.
my fair share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Well, I feel like you just have more of like a handle on the community than I do. Like I've been like on this little island, I think because I transitioned in like 2015. I didn't know anyone who was trans. So I surrounded myself with like all like biological girls and
Yeah.
like I just never got into the trans community in that way.
Yeah.
And so I don't have the same level of drama in that sense.
But also, I feel like YouTube girls, because I feel like I'm a YouTube girl too, but I'm like, you're more of a YouTube girl, you know? You're more like successful on there. You're more like professional vibes. I just started taking YouTube seriously, and I feel like I was more like a TikTok girly.
Yeah.
And I'm like transitioning into it. But I feel like YouTube girls, because people see them as like more professional, because let's be real, YouTube is way harder than TikTok. It's way more work.
Longer.
It's like there's not going to be any, T girls that are lazy doing YouTube.
That's true.
It's a lot of work, and if you're posting every week, it's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Almost. So I
Well,
feel
you
like,
see all the cameras.
yeah,
You see the,
like you're doing
the
a lot.
vibes.
And I feel like other girls that are, doing their own thing, I feel like they see that as threatening
Okay.
because they see you got it together, and it's a very competitive.
Yeah.
Forgive my
by the
French.
way, your English is amazing. And I remember like following you on TikTok in 2020 and like on YouTube as well. And I knew that you were French and like obviously like, you had a little bit more of like
I had
a
a huge
French
accent,
accent. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, nothing.
Are you for
Gorgeous.
real?
Like you
I
might have
love
like the
that.
odd word where you're like competitive or whatever, but like so normal. Like
Yeah.
you sound amazing.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
I'm jealous.
It's so weird because he was like, I know you're French. Like he knew I was my first language. And I was like, what?
in the cutest way. It's like a flex.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I wish I kind of still have it because I think it's cute sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm gonna go all out, you have to go all out. So people have to be like, you're French.
All you have to do is start speaking in French, and then they'll be like, "Oh my god, oh mon dieu."
Oh mon dieu.
Trans drama, like I feel like I've definitely encountered people in the past. Like I always talk about this one situation. Like I went to this one party, and this girl came up to me, and like it was like a more LGBT party, like whatever, lots of
Okay.
dolls there.
A trans girl?
This was like back in like 2016. It was like a long time ago. And I thought it would be like more of like an embracing feeling, like where you're like, oh my goodness, like my people. But I felt like I was being interrogated. Like people were like, you haven't had any work done on your face? Like how many surgeries have you had? Who
Yeah.
are you dating? What's your sex life like? Like it felt so like not organic. Like I'd been to so many parties with like the bios, like just like regular, whatever. The straights.
Normal.
The normies.
The normies.
And I was just used to like, the regular like, hi, how's it going? Oh, what do you do for work? Like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And so then I went to this party and it's like, how many surgeries have you had? You didn't have your nose done? Oh, like someone said that to me. They're like, you.
Just lie. Just say you got it done.
I know.
It's a very superficial world.
It
The
is.
trans community is honestly fucked up.
It's because the things that we're trying to connect over are so like superficial. Like surgery.
So, right. Yeah. It's very sad.
He's like on one.
Baby,
He needs a
so
Xanax.
cute. He really does.
You need a Xanax.
He needs two.
sir. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's very superficial.
Have you like encountered like jealousy and like
Yeah,
hatefulness? Of
100%.
course.
I feel like since I got my surgeries,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it go up intensely. Before, when I looked a mess online and I was doing the most cringy shit possible, I didn't get that much because people don't like to see someone. I feel like even though I was like, putting on a front online,
Yeah.
you could still tell that I was unhappy,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now that I'm happy and I've done so many things and, I spent so much and obviously it's like open So I feel like girls don't like that. They don't like to see someone happy. So if you get hate, it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's so true. I've been feeling that way
Yeah,
recently
it's a compliment.
as well.
It's the biggest form of compliment. If you have someone that hates you for no reason, if you're not an annoying person, then it's like a compliment, you know?
Yeah.
If you're annoying, it's because you're annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people just need some self-awareness.
Yeah.
But no, if you're already feeling like insecure and you're feeling like uncomfortable and like people are like being mean to you and being hateful, you're aware enough to like have that insecurity in you and you're like not confident because you're hyper aware of yourself, like too much so.
Yeah.
So you would know you're not being annoying. You're just serving too much and people are like not vibing. Like I've been to parties too where like, you know, you go and some girls just like don't care to even say a word to you and they ignore you or they give you just
like,
even
yeah.
like that's the thing too is like I need more like doll friends. Like I need more T girls in my life.
Yes.
But then I also hear these things and I'm like only
You need to find
the right ones. Yeah.
Because there's like, you know, I feel like we are on the same crazy vibe. There's like, you know,
Yes.
like people like us.
I feel like we have the same vibe.
Yeah,
Like I'm
we
so
really
into
do.
it.
Yeah. You would love Jasmine.
Yeah, I think I would as well.
really would.
Yeah, she seems really sweet. I was gonna say, you also met LILAH Gibney.
Yes.
I don't know what you want to say.
No, she's sweet.
She seems like a sweet person.
She's very, she's so funny. She's so funny. She's so extra.
Entertaining.
She's so entertaining.
Louder than life.
I love her, but you know, sometimes I feel like she should like, you know, turn her tongue before she does things.
Yes.
But she's not like an awful person.
No, like I wouldn't consider her to be like a mean person or like vindictive or anything like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, like
She has no filter. That's
she has
the
no
thing.
filter.
She has
Yeah,
no
yeah.
filter. And I feel like if everyone had absolutely no filter in this generation where you need to be like watch everything you say, you're gonna be so hated.
she would be like so popular in like the early 2000s on like an MTV reality show or something.
yeah.
Like everyone would be obsessed. Like it would be like, you know, one of those things. But I do find her like very like entertaining from
the
like
drama that's
from
going
far
on
away.
right now.
I know. Like she just won't stop. Like
She
she's like,
won't
I'm
stop.
gonna fuck everything
No, but
up.
she's kind of smart.
She is.
Like she's playing like she's doing it like she's thinking about it, you know?
Yeah,
Because
for
this
sure.
is all happening. She just started her podcast, and then she did the wedding thing, where she, you know about that? She filmed
the whole thing. Yeah. I feel like, I'll be honest, I don't think any T girls are dumb. I don't think any trannies are dumb. I think that we fucking fight to be who we are.
Yeah.
You're never going to meet a dumb tranny unless they're
If
a
she
gender
goes
goblin.
viral, it's because she meant it to go viral.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Like, you know, there's some stuff that I did that I kind of regret.
Like in the early days on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, and like, you know, other places. Some things I shared that I shouldn't have like shared that I don't want online anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I did it to help girls because I knew that they would like, you know, learn from it a lot and that it would help a lot of people. But everything that I did back then was the smart move at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything I did, I kind of don't regret it smartly. But then if I think about me now, I'm like, and I'm not being smart, I would so not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like all T-girls are in fight or flight mode all the time. We always have to be so smart and, like, be so, like...
Even
calculated.
Yeah. Even going to like influencer events and stuff and like no one else in the room is like queer or LGBT or anything. And like you just kind of have to like blend in. Have you ever had that happen? And like I've had that happen like for several instances, like a brand trip. Like I went to like a lavender farm and like.
That's crazy.
And no one like on the thing was like, you know, queer or anything. And I just had to like blend in. And I thought about making a TikTok being like, when you're the only like tranny trying to blend in with the pretty girls on the trip. And they're like, what do you do for content? And I'm like, lifestyle. you know?
I always do fashion.
Because you don't know what people are going to say, right? Or if it's going to like form a thing. I feel like now it's a little better, but like a few years ago, I was kind of like.
Yeah. And also with us being so open online, we share a lot. So it's like when people ask, obviously they're going to ask questions and we don't mind answering them. But then at a certain point, it's like, I've answered this like 2,000 times and it's like so boring to me to repeat it again. So I'm just not gonna mention like, I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to ask me that question.
It's just like you get tired of it, and like
It's
we
not
really
that we're
do.
insulted because we share it online.
Yeah.
That's another thing. A lot of girls now, especially like, you know, the umbrella now, transgender, the people, they go online, they share everything. They share that they identify as that, they share their experience, but then in person, when it's like humane contact, where it's like the whole point you're doing this is for other humans and clout and money, obviously, but you're doing it also for like, you know, helping people. And then when you're actually in real life with people and they ask you something that you shared online, you get like insulted. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I'm like, you're such an attention seeker. Yeah.
Like I met someone like the other day, and they like came up to me and they're like, oh my God, I watch your stuff. And like, I'm so happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
But then they were like, I haven't watched anything recently because your videos are too long. And I'm like, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm like, who are you?
Does that make you question it a little bit and you edit more now?
No, because
No?
I look at this person and I'm just like, you're crazy. Like, who goes up to someone that you admire and you give a backhanded compliment?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, that's so weird. Like, you're a weirdo. Like, thank God you don't watch my videos. Like, in my head, that's the way I think. Because, like I do podcasts and stuff now. So, of course, it's going to
be longer, yeah.
And, like, if you don't want to watch the full video, don't watch the full video.
Or watch it in 0.5.
I would never, like, go up to someone that I admire and be like, oh my God, like, I watch your videos, but not anymore because they're too long. Like,
Yeah.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like also they were nervous probably.
Probably. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. It's a hard thing doing what we do. Yes, it's easy. And like, Michaela did not eat that up.
I know.
I literally just finished work and it's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody.
It's like easy.
She's like acting like she's like an oil rig driller off the coast.
Like, girl, you're not doing that much.
You just lie about makeup.
It's a lot, but compared to leaving your house every day to do something for hours, it's so good.
Especially considering like you're working for yourself, you're like, doing your own thing, and you're building an empire for yourself, and you're not like working for some like wage slave job where like, you know, your boss is like cracking the whip and you're like, oh my God, like, is this gonna go anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
we have to be grateful.
Yeah, so grateful.
I'm so grateful. You have to remember to be grateful every day because what you're not grateful for is gonna go by.
Exactly. Truer words never spoken.
Also, there's so much like eating disorder in the trans community.
So much eating disorder.
Have you like?
I've had one.
You've had one?
Well, I think, you know, I've never been like.
I feel like every girl has one, even like biological girls. We all do a little bit.
For me, it would just be like anorexia, like just like not eating as much because I would like make myself busy and like the smaller the better, you know, that kind of vibe. So I've definitely had like moments where I'm like, okay, I need to like keep that in check and like eat more, you know? How about yourself?
No, yeah, I've been in a hospital because I've talked about this on my channel because I want to taste it.
I'm gonna grab napkins because this one like exploded on me.
Oh my God, this is good.
Right? They're so like fresh.
Have you ever been to Krispy Kreme?
Yeah.
Was it crispy?
I actually do think they're crispy. I don't understand that.
This is so good. I haven't had this.
Right?
Ever.
You've never had Krispy Kreme? See, this is why it's my favorite donut. No one believes me when I'm like, oh my God, I hate donuts except for Krispy Kreme. Like, it doesn't taste like a donut. It's like a delicious pastry. So you were saying?
I hadn't eaten it.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to hospital for like 2 weeks.
And when was this? Last week. No.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I just got out.
Yeah.
No, before BBL, I started binging. That's why I got BBL.
Oh, because you wanted more fat to like...
Yeah, I got surgery, and then it didn't go well at all. I just lived with, honestly, like, I went through it and whatever. And then I moved out of my dad's house. Went to Montreal, because I'm from Gatineau.
Yeah, okay.
And Ottawa. Have you ever been?
I haven't been to Gatineau. I think I have a friend who lives near, or who lived near there, like grew up near there, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get the fuck out of there. And so, yeah, I left there, and then I was in Montreal alone, and I didn't know anybody, and then COVID happened, so you couldn't really meet people during COVID. So I like moved out in the worst time.
Yeah.
Basically spent so much on rent for no reason. Oh yeah, and I had a penthouse.
Oh my goodness.
Because
I
I was,
remember
like-
those like photos. It was stunning though. Like it was gorgeous. The
Yeah.
city view.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
I had a whole penthouse, and it was so much rent every month. I don't know why I did that. I think it was because it was my first apartment, and then after I was like, okay, let me settle down. Yeah, I was in there all the time, and then I got so depressed, and then I was botched, so I would like overeat. I would just watch TV, and then I got my cat because I didn't know what the fuck to do, and then I made a whole video about this. Like I was so insecure, and it was like so bad and so rough, and like I was like this close like leaving, and then at one point I don't know why I just like was like wake up, so
that
I went
little
to
voice
Miami.
in your head. It was like, wake the fuck up,
Yeah.
bitch.
Wake the fuck up. I applied for BBL. I wasn't even healthy enough because I had so much visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat around your organs that is from wheat or sugar or whatever, like unhealthy stuff. And so I had to work out and get rid of it to get the BBL. So then I did that. Then I got the BBL. I did it so fast. I was into it.
Turbo.
Yeah. Then I got BBL, and then after I got BBL, when you have like surged up body, you kind of like get used to the body that you have now, and because you have body dysmorphia and dysphoria, because every girl has body dysmorphia, but then we have dysphoria too.
Yeah.
So it's like double whammy. So then I would like forget that I had or like you forget your old body, and then you think that this body is your old body. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And then you overanalyze your body so much. So then I started, doing things, and my dentist told me that I should stop, you know what I mean? Because my back teeth were like, they're like still like fucked up. But yeah, it was like really bad. And then I turned to laxatives. I talked about this on TikTok. You know the ballerina skinny tea? You're supposed to do it once a week. I would do one in the morning, one at night. Oh,
he's going for a kiss.
Kissy. I would do one in the morning, one at night, and then I would take laxative pills also. And then one day I just started bleeding and having really sharp pains in my stomach, and then I went to the hospital because I would like faint.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I couldn't eat anymore.
That's wild. That's so intense. Oh
I
my
got
goodness.
so skinny. And then I lost a little BBL because for a year you're not supposed to lose fat because your cells need to survive. So, yeah, and then I was in the hospital, and then what ended up curing me was literally not the medication they would give me. It would get worse by that. I would have to do a cleanse, 5 days no food. So like my body like regenerated, and now I'm fine. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing that you've come out on the other side. I feel like sharing this is so important because so many people go through this, specifically like trans girls. I feel like we're always, taught that like smaller is better, being skinny, being weak, being all these things, and like it's almost like glamorized in a way. But when you talk about like the blood and the pain and like the dental issues and going to the hospital, it's like just not worth it, at the end of the day. And like,
but then when you're so into it, it's so worth it. Like, when you're in that moment, it's, like, nothing to you because you're so into the world of, like, image,
Like, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
Yes.
Like, you feel... And I that's why I would also identify with having an eating disorder. I'd never reached the point of, like, being hospitalized or anything like that. I had moments, you can probably look back in, like, 2018, where, like, if you look at some of my videos, my arms look like bones. Like, I just, like, wouldn't eat like for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And like I would go to work and I would bartend and stuff, and I just like wouldn't eat. I would have like an almond or and I became so skinny. Like I, for some reason, like I never had to purge or take laxatives, but I could just prevent myself from eating. Like I just like wouldn't eat. And so just being like super, super skinny. And then when you go out with your girls and you're the skinniest one out of all your friends, and you're just like, damn, like I'm doing something right, and it's like, that's not the healthy way of thinking, but
vicious circle.
Yeah. You just like want to be the skinniest, the smallest, the whatever. And especially when you have like people in the world telling you like, you'll never be a woman, blah, blah, blah. Then you feel like you have to be the most woman out of everyone. So.
Yeah. Also, like the dysphoria part is like, I think what causes all of us T-girls to have like an enormous eating disorder, because what I notice is when you are big, a little bit bigger, it triggers your dysphoria, because bigger to me, when I look, because I'm so tall and like, you know, trans girls are tall, you don't want to be like not large, but like you don't want to be like, you don't want your arms to be a little larger, because it makes you seem larger beside a biological girl, you know what I mean? So you try to be the skinniest possible, because that's the least you can do to, you know what I mean?
It's giving like model energy over like Shrek energy.
Yeah.
And it's the difference between, like, say, like, for me, for instance, I'll never fit a size 0. Like, I'm 5'9". Like, I transitioned when I was, like, 19. But it's the difference between being, like, a size 6 and a size 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, you may not look like you would be, like, a size 10 because, you know, like, we're just taller and we're built different.
Yeah.
And so we look like a skinny size 10 or whatever. But it doesn't feel good when you see the number on the rack and you're like, I'll have a large, please. And they're like, really? You're a large? And it's like, well, the measurements don't lie, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I will say, like, I went to Sweden in 2017, and I remember going there and being like, wow, like, everyone here is tall. And every store I went into, I was like a small or an extra small, and I was like,
that must have been so good.
yeah, because it depends like on the culture too, because like I feel like there's so many cultures where like it's just shorter, smaller people in general. Like I walk past entire couples that are like to my elbow, you know, like the man and the woman, they're just like walking by me. I'm like, whoa, I'm a different breed. But it's just like a difference in culture
an
and
advantage
genetics.
being tall.
Honestly, it is. It's power.
It so is. Yeah, it's power.
Power.
Do you watch Carmelita?
I don't. What is Carmelita?
You don't know her?
No.
She's a YouTuber. I love her.
I'll have to look her up. Shout out to Carmelita.
I love her. I watch her all the time. She's like she's, you know, she, in the sense that she's problematic because she talks a lot about like, body positivity and stuff, and she has controversial opinions.
Yeah.
But I love her because she's so real about it, because, you know, everyone has their own opinion. And if you're gonna be online and everyone is gonna like you, you're not being honest.
Exactly.
Because no one has thoughts, all their thoughts that like other people like. You know what I mean?
And you're not gonna connect with people on a deeper level if you're like Play-Doh and you mold to every single person you meet. Like that's just not genuine. Yeah.
I've met like T-girls that are literally talking to me, and it's like the second time we met, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, I like fucking hate these people, and then online they're like, oh yeah, I love them. Like, it's so weird.
That is weird.
And they're like, not like just like, oh, I don't agree with that. They're like, I fucking hate them. Like, they're disgusting.
Yeah, that's wild. That's how you know those people aren't trustworthy, because you see in real time like their two-faced behavior, and if they're doing that with others, they'll probably do that to you.
Yeah.
Like they're meeting you, they're like, oh my god, I love you, and then they turn around. Yeah. Like, her skirt is so hideous. I hate it.
No, like it's crazy.
I recently did like a pod, and one of the stories I featured was Eden the doll's like rib removal surgery.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And I feel like I covered it more from just like a standpoint. I'm not anti-surgery, and like I'm totally into like getting whatever you want, but I was just more so covering it from like a health aspect, because I was like just curious about like what the rib removal process would be like.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder if like she's seen it or hasn't. I mean, like I think I was nice in the video. Like I don't think I was being mean or anything like that. But
no, you were fine.
yeah, I sometimes wonder, because I feel like...
Did she talk to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's someone who's, like, never acknowledged my existence. And, like, I don't assume, like, most people know who I am, but, like...
No, you know what? Sometimes I feel like we overthink it, because, you know, there's been many times in the past years that I was like, oh, my God, that girl doesn't like me. And then I meet her, and she had no idea who I was.
Yeah.
You know? You, like...
So true, honestly.
Tend to overthink, really.
I do, yes.
No, Eden's nice.
We all do.
She would... Yeah, I don't think she would...
Yeah, she wouldn't care.
No.
I know, I always wonder that stuff too, because it feels like taboo to talk about anyone else online, because then it feels like you're just like clout chasing or something, or like doing something.
Yeah. If you're an influencer, honestly, you have to have a big mouth.
That's true.
Because if you don't,
you're not gonna make it.
Are you even an influencer?
Yeah.
Are you gonna like change the way you say stuff to sound more, like to sound less mean? Yeah. But you're still gonna say your opinion, you know?
So true.
That's what I do, I feel. You know, sometimes I think things and I'm like, oh my God, if I said that out loud, it would sound so wrong.
Yeah.
But then my original idea and how I think put through a filter is so good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's what I'm thinking. It's just like not the way I would have said it if I don't roll my tongue.
And
But there's some people that don't think before they speak.
That's
LILAH.
true. Yeah.
Which is why it's good. Like, honestly.
Yeah, entertaining. Where, not to be like very like stereotypical, but like where do you see yourself in 5 years, you know? Adia at 28.
Pregnant.
Pregnant. I love that. Third child.
I don't know. I'm like working on my art right now.
And your art is so gorgeous. I love
you
it.
so
The
much. That means
colors
so much.
and the fish, like it's giving fish. I feel like it's so like too girl coded, but like in the most best way. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
No,
I
it's
love
beautiful.
doing art. Like, yeah, I love it so much. So I want to do that and like go further into it. I want to be a YouTuber.
I love that.
Like, I want to be a YouTuber. I feel like I'm doing good.
Yes, you are. I've loved all of ADEA'S recent videos. Like your
Really?
production quality is so good, and
You like?
your looks, yeah, and just like the way that you're speaking to the camera now, it's so different. Because like I remember like your early videos, and when you always had like the half updo and stuff. I think you're probably like at your parents' home or whatever, and like. You were like a kid, like so young, but they were good
19.
videos. It's just I remember you had like a hard time like getting to the point or like being concise, and they were just like really long. And I know I just said that, but like,
Babe, so true. You're so right.
And mine were like that too, like when I first started.
No.
But I'm just comparing, like it's like night and day to like the videos I'm seeing you do now. I'm like, damn, like this girl is a YouTuber now. Like
yeah,
you
because
have
I
this.
realized people have low attention span now.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any. And so when you're doing YouTube, you need to cut those pauses, girl.
You do, because and I do this too. You have the and the
And do you rewatch
like,
your videos after and you're like, if I didn't know myself, would I watch this? And then you
Yes.
edit what you wouldn't want to hear.
Yeah.
I do that.
That's so smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And sometimes I get my friends to watch it before I post it. I'm like, should I like remove this part? And they tell me everything. And I'm like,
I love that.
you
That's
should
so
do
smart.
that. You always can have like a good, you know, like rebrands. Always.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's been like so nice like getting to meet you in person.
Yes.
I feel like we're like starting this like friendship that I feel like is gonna last so long, if not forever. And I feel like I've been wanting to like meet you in person for so long. So thank you so much for coming onto Brain Rot. Everyone go follow Adea on everything. I'm obsessed. And
I'm obsessed.
block Elio because he's trying to like create friction. But yes, no. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Little final cheers
Little
with our
final
empty
cheers with our
glasses.
little drops.
Yeah.
Cheers.